Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure being here with Salil, Panigrihi, Sauvagya Mahapatra in the Maldives on location in this wonderful Indian Ocean nation. And what hospitality, their humble feet on the ground, and they're doing some brilliant work. Being on location is both an opportunity and a challenge, but if God is with you, things happen. And yes, we're here together after a while. We've been planning to do this for long. Salil is the managing director and founder of the Atmosphere Hotels and Resorts here in the Maldives. I shall let him talk more about that in a bit. A successful entrepreneur in his own space. He's carved a niche for himself and done his mother nation India proud. He's a successful hotelier. He always tells me, don't use the word empire, but yes, he's carved an empire for himself in the space. Don't hate me for this, Salil. So let me begin right away without much ado. Salil, you're a very understated, as you are, very calm, very cool customer, and a silent operator, which are not really qualities that one would associate with a successful hotelier, right? Or for that matter, an aggressive hotelier who's out to carve a niche for himself. Toss in your background as a chartered accountant from Chennai, right?
Yes.
Long years in the industry, and Maldives, you have quite a few successes behind you and very few parallels to match your winnings. Why don't we have you speak to us in a freewheeling chat on your origins in Odisha, your family, education, and then hospitality when you started to now where you are today. Over to you.
Thank you. You have been very kind to articulate those beautiful words for me. Well, I'm a shy person. I don't like to be in the limelight. I try to be modest and doing my job. As you know that, as you told about my roots, from Orissa, which is a more of a sober state, and the people are by nature a bit sober. And I carry that with me. And I'm an Indian by nation, Maldivian by passion. I carry those Indian values of being humble, hard work, honesty. And the true inspiration for Atmosphere Hotels is my Atmosphere family. That's why I don't talk much about me, because our brand speaks bigger than me. And I believe the Atmosphere Hotels as a company is a contribution of over 2,000 people's hard work. And the most of the credit goes to them, what they have made it. So for me, most paramount is the Atmosphere Hotels.
Excellent. So tell me, Maldives, hand on heart, right, is in a very happy state given the big strides with travel, tourism and hospitality that it has made. Most countries would give their right arm to switch places with them. But then there is this element of USP, or call it whatever. It must not have been very easy for the Maldives travel, tourism and hospitality, but they've literally turned a so-called disadvantage into an advantage. Your views and given your background of 25 years here, let us hear the Maldives story over time to now and looking at the future.
No, great. Maldives as a destination growing, and I think as a brand awareness, Maldives is pretty synonymous with, I would say, the entire world for a tranquil beach holidays. luxury, I say the luxury of Maldives is the nature of Maldives. You can't find this beauty, and you can't recreate that beauty, and that is the luxury of Maldives. And talking about Maldives tourism and its development, I would give, I came in 95, 96 to Maldives, and I saw that time what you see today Maldives, it was a very different Maldives. But a lot of credit goes to the pioneers of Maldives who started tourism here. It was a hardship jurisdiction, logistics were difficult, and but they were resilient. They did a fantastic job and they created it. I just came on the at a time where the opportunity was right, and I just did some topping. The cake base was made and I did just a bit of garnishing to it, not more than that. So the whole credit goes to, and they're still building, the government policies are good, uh, they do a great job. So the future is bright in the Maldives. Even during pandemic, the only country which came back to the tourism map, the first one in the world was Maldives.
True.
And that due to lovely people, they're resilient, and they say, like, we'll bring it back. And they brought it back in 4 months. March we closed, by July we are back in business. So it shows the resilience of Maldives. I had seen that in tsunami in 2004. And we did, Maldives was back in to welcome tourists in 1 month after the, and the hotels were. So it's a great opportunity here. And I would say is for a long haul.
The price points in Maldives are another thing that I'd really want to talk to you about. In an absolute dollar terms, not just ADRs. Yeah, you bring in the absolute HNI kind of guests.
It's not, I think we have got a whole spectrum of tourism here. We have got backpackers to, the people who are in the safari boats, 3-star hotels, 5-star hotels, guest houses, to the most luxurious and the most expensive hotels of the world today is in Maldives. So it caters to the whole bandwidth. I would not say Maldives is expensive when you compare it to Greece or any other island destinations. Maldives was pretty much competitively priced.
All right, now let's talk about atmosphere hotels and resorts. As a hospitality brand, you only launched in 2012, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking back, how do you see the last 10 Salil inspired years, inspired by your philosophy of joy of giving? And how has the industry changed over the decade? And how do you adapt to the changing market trends?
Interesting. As I told that everybody, the marketing taglines, and every company has their own sort of quirkiness, how they want to market, how they have to place, because damn it doesn't, all the hotel industry, they do basic things very same. You sell beds, you sell food, you sell other amenities for the guest enjoyment in the holiday destinations. But but I will not talk about other brands or other products. Everybody has they have some great taglines, but we have adopted this tagline of joy of giving. We just not have adopted, we practice. I before doing my CA, I studied physics, where I say that the life is the basic physics laws of Newton, the third laws, which he says every action has got equal and opposite reaction. And I bring that into life where I say that if you give, you get. So we believe on giving, and it's a incredible satisfaction to see the satisfaction of our guest, to see the satisfaction of our colleagues,
The joy.
the joy, and we cherish it and we believe on it, and that has been our forte for the growth.
All right, that's good. So tell me, you currently operate 8 resorts in the Maldives across brands as per your carefully crafted brand architecture. And you're set to further expand into India, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, and Nepal. I would say your dream horses are running, and how. You're the only one who knows about it. It's all there in your mind. Why don't you tell us about what is going on in there? What next?
Bhuvnesh, we were offline, we were chatting 2 minutes before.
Yeah.
We were talking about the life
Yes,
and work,
yes,
and where I said that human beings are an incubator for manifestations. We all have ideas, thought process, and you have to be progressive. Am I ambitious? I would say not ambitious, I'm progressive. Definitely India is close to my heart because being from there, I would like to do something in India. That has always been in the plan, and with Saubhagya coming in, I think that's making some progress in India, and hopefully we will find our place, or will, in a better word, we'll carve our niche within that market. It's a big market. It's a very big market. I have got, Sri Lanka again closer to within the region, and we always started Atmosphere Hospitality as a Indian Ocean brand, and these are the 3 countries where the water is same, the culture is same, the people have got similar habits. So it will be natural for us to grow to those 2 destinations, and I'm hopeful and I'm pretty confident that we'll do well there.
well, confidence is your hallmark, right? And that's where you stem up with feet on the ground and getting into the details. Like they said, the devil lies in the detail. You get into it. I've seen it close quarter on the way you operate. Let me also ask you about your hair. Talking about head, uh, you you only go and get your hair cut in Tirupati. Is that right?
I do.
Let us hear about this.
Everybody has a belief, and
I'm very happy.
everybody has a belief, and I'm sure you also have certain practices, and these practices are also commitment.
This is very nice. And when did you?
If I start a project, I only cut my hair at the end of the project. So every day I look at my hair and I see I have not finished my project. So that drives me to my destination.
Excellent. Excellent. I did also hear about your long stay during the lockdown in this resort, Ozen Resort Bolifushi, where you completely redid the entire asset in 3 months.
Yes, we did, and I would say that I did. It's the team, and I think when I came here, we had nothing to do. We were captive.
Jumeirah had just left.
Yeah, Jumeirah had left. We were captive in an island. I think everybody was trying to find the purpose of life. We said, look, the purpose of life is to work. Let's work hard, and we renovated the place, and
Each of the, how many villas?
90 villas, all
All of
including
them.
including public area. Everything got renovated.
All in 90 days?
90 days.
Fantastic.
I would say 90 to 120 days. Yep, exactly. Yeah. But the work program was 90 days,
So
yes.
completely refurbished.
Completely refurbished. What you see here is entirely refurbished.
The floor,
Entire,
the
the
walls.
interiors, everything.
Excellent. That takes a lot of doing, and yeah, time well utilized.
Yes. No, thanks to the team,
Yeah. And great pricing those days.
Yes. No, let's not talk about pricing.
So tell me, it would be nice to hear in your own words about the brand architecture, the story, the thinking, the vision, and how near have they got to after being crafted and being operational. I mean, if I was to read out for our audience, the brand architecture, of course, he's going to talk you through. Where I sit is the Ozone collection, Ozone Life Madhu is there, Ozone Reserve Balu Fishy, which is here. Uh, then you've got COB, which is colors of Oblu. You've got Helengili, you've got Sangili, and the soon to come Isla Fushi,
Yes.
right? With a
Largest underwater restaurant.
largest underwater restaurant. And of course, by atmosphere, Kanifushi and Waru.
Yeah.
What, where, and when? What's the brand positioning and the vision? And the next hidden gems.
Great. Brand architecture, our core value is human. And I say our industry is, it gives me great pleasure in this industry because most of the interactions are with human beings, not with machines. And I would say this is one industry where the human interaction is the maximum. And through the process, what we build called families. The guests become our family, the colleagues become our family. And I say that human society thrives because of one thing called the first core is human, then the sphere is called family. The family makes states, the state makes countries, country makes the entire world. So family is our core value and we believe on it and we create. And that has been our main brand architecture, creating families. It's a simple, it's just extension of your home.
And the stacking order.
Yes, stacking order. So it's not a great complicated, no rocket science involved in the whole architecture. It's very simple. There is we have innovated ourselves, which were built in.
So if I was to ask you, Salil, if one was to take the pyramid, ozone is here, right? And then you have atmosphere.
We have atmosphere is the mothership,
Yeah.
and we have got white labels, which are atmosphere hotels, which are entry level 5-star hotels. So where we have got dry management contracts, we go there with atmosphere hotels. In the Maldives, because we have not tested the waters of India yet, we are getting some bites. The Ozone is a lifestyle luxury brand, which and the Oblu's has got two segments. It has got both 4-star and 5-star, but they're design oriented. So like Oblu Select is a design oriented 5-star entry level hotel. Like Helengili is called Oblu Nature because it's rustic, and we have tried to keep it simple. It's 4-star. Nature is beautiful there. The coral reefs are beautiful. The trees are old. It's a very old island, and we kept the architecture very simple, and it's called Oblu Nature. Then we have got Isla Pussy Oblu experience. It's more millennial, more colorful, more activity oriented, more fun. With that, we created another Oblu Select called Lobigili, which is Maldivian. We inherited the word from Maldives dictionary called Lobigili, means island of love, which more again would be couples, adults, more of honeymoon destination, more of the people who want to just find themselves. The couples want to find themselves. So We evolve with time.
Oh, I've just till yesterday morning I was at the Lobi Gili. Fantastic property,
Thank you.
brand new, just started on the 24th of March. Um, you've ticked all the boxes essentially, and a great team. I'm telling you, a brilliant team, outstanding, warm, and excellent to the
Okay.
maximum.
Thank you. I'll pass you.
And I must tell you, food to die for, even for a vegetarian like me.
I'll pass your message to the
Yeah.
team.
So, and a great general manager there. Uh, so let me now come back to this. As is claimed, your each resort flavors its voice through distinctive design, natural vistas, service styles, and the freshest and finest cuisine. Like I was just saying, if you can please explain the strategy behind these elements in brief.
Well, we have got I would say that the as casual we look or we present, our back end is pretty strong. We have got a lot of process on the back to make sure the deliveries are right. And I believe, and one of my training, I say that called smart service. What is smart service? It's not managing the guest expectation. I say expecting the guest expectations. So we are pre-prepared what the guest expectations will be. And that's through certain studies, certain systems, and that back-end process, we are constantly evolving. We have got a lot of great corporate team. They keep on researching on it. They come out with innovations. They come out with, you know, they evolve with time. That helps us. So food has been very important for people coming on holidays. Maldives, they require great food, they require great sleep, and the great beach and great water is already there by nature. So we have to provide it, and we have no choice. And of course, when it is blended with the same food is blended with a love and joy of giving, it becomes brilliant.
I mean, I have seen all the nationalities in your team, right? Let me begin by talking about the natives of Maldives are who've taken on various responsibilities across your hotels, right? I think they're articulate and they're extremely pleasing with their personality. And I think hospitality comes as natural to them as deep diving in the sea.
Absolutely. They are highly hospitable. As I told you, the trend, Maldives would not have been at this position of pinnacle of tourism or pinnacle of as a holiday destinations without their effort. And I think a lot to learn from them on how they handle this mixed nationality, whether other colleagues or guests. So lot of credit goes to them. You are right.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of salutations go to
Yep.
them. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Let us briefly talk about your business model in the typical all-inclusive hospitality models, four walls. Owned, as we know how your assets are, some of them. The Maldives model is slightly different. Somebody
Yes.
owns the all-in,
Yeah.
the other person owns the asset,
Yes.
and yes, may own and run it, or maybe own it and somebody
Else
operates
manages.
it. And then the operated managed franchise model to get a scale up with an expansion standpoint. Is there a case to go with the latter in Maldives? And yes, elsewhere, that will it be the case, be it Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, or for that matter, India?
Well, Maldives is evolving. I think the whole industry is evolving in the worldwide. The franchising model, management contract model, lease management models. Somewhere now they called uh, marketing contracts, uh, and I would say that there is no fixed formula which will match to any owner's expectations or any destination expectations. So you have to mutate with the situation, with the country, with the owners, or and you have to be dynamic. as a dynamic, as a part of process for growth. So we cannot be static. So we'll be open for different models at different places and evaluating which is rightfully right for the destination, for the owners, and for us and for our colleagues.
Excellent. All right, Sauvagya is here. Let's talk a bit about him. He's on board and a very senior hospitality professional from India. I mean, he's obviously handled a good portfolio. Under his charge, one hears the plans are significantly bullish. Numbers, be it assets, or the very countries that his portfolio is all about. I needn't list the nations. Talk to us and briefly about the plans.
I think, as I say that we as a company, we don't have a hiring policy. We have got a joining policy. So people join us, people join our family, and we have been very lucky, so we to join our family. And I was watching him for a long time. He has been a friend from the same town, as you know, and I have seen his dynamism and the growth. And more interestingly, I would say that his in-depth knowledge on Indian hospitality, I found it to be incredible. And associations, like association with you. So that speaks about his dynamism. I would not say I'm extremely bullish, or we are a niche operator. We would not be like another cookie cutter hotelier who want hotels in every corner. We will be choosy. At the same time, we will be careful of creating some good hotels there. And I'm sure Sauvagya will bring some great results and some new flavor to the company.
Well, it's a bullish, perhaps not, but realistic, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, Sri Lanka. Let's talk Sri Lanka. You've put a lot of plans on paper, but we all know what's happened with Sri Lanka. Does that alter things? How will the current economic crisis influence your projects in the island nation, and at what cost in terms of time, money, or still loss of opportunity?
I think opportunity never gets lost. If opportunity is there, it's always there. It's a matter of time. Time is it might not, it's good time, bad time, always there. I still believe it's a great destination, Sri Lanka, and our Ozen project is still on pipeline there. Hopefully, and my good wishes to all my Sri Lankan friends. Things gets better.
True.
Things gets better soon. I have a lot of friends there, and it's a great destination, great country, and I'm hopeful things will be soon settled.
Do you want to tell me where the project is?
We have got a great location called Tangal. Tangal is the south of Sri Lanka.
Near Gaul? Or?
Just a little below Gaul, towards the bottom of Sri Lanka. It's a great destination. The waters are beautiful, the beaches are beautiful, and we have got a very private land with a 300-meter beach. 300 or 500, I think it's a 500-meter beach with a hillock and a beautiful beach and nice coral reefs there. And
what a scenic location.
Beautiful.
Gaul by itself is beautiful.
And this is
the Gaul fort.
Yes, and Tangal is even more interesting.
Really?
And Tangal is the place where most of the big brands are coming, like Aman, Anantara, Shangri-La, for that matter. Then now, Ozen. I know there is a Marriott coming, and of course Ozen is coming. And so I'm sure it will be.
So let me come to the next. Which are your main existing source markets? Right, from where you get guests, if you can list them by numbers and value, if you can, whatever numbers, percentages perhaps, and any new source markets that you're looking to open, And how do you plan to tap those markets?
We are all, new market, we are always at a lookout, like Benelux and those countries where, when we start atmosphere hotels, we say, look, everybody's in the entire market, every market. We said that where the Maldives flag has not reached, and we targeted those countries first. And today they have become traditional market for Maldives in 10 years.
Can you list the top 5?
Uh, Still top 5 are traditional. The Brits, the Germans, the Russians, Indians, Chinese used to be the topper, but the China, because of COVID, we're hopeful by end of this year they will be back. The East is still not.
Africa, South Africa?
Has been recently, but they are not. But today it is, I think, is UK, German, India are the three. Japanese, that they used to be, but because of the COVID, it is. But I'm sure in a year's time everything would be normal.
Things should normalize.
And we are getting guests from USA, Colombia, and Argentina to Maldives. So it's Maldives. I think everybody wants to get a flavor of Maldives. I think so. That's why the guest mix will be very different for Maldives.
So, my favorite subject, sustainability, your sustainability initiative, let's talk about them in different stages of the projects, from planning to design to operations and guest experience. Running such a mega operation in an ocean locked island, I'm saying ocean locked island, comes with its own costs.
True, and logistics are difficult here. Our biggest drainer of is the energy, and in terms of carbon. So we are all used to be, diesel powered generators. Thanks to the science, and in the last 5 years, we have got a lot of solar panels installed. We as a group has just completed over, I will not be very sure, but close to 5 megawatt of solar installation all over our group. I think by end of this year, we will be producing close to 30% of our energy needs from solar. We take care a lot during construction how to conserve the energy, like the glass are what you call the double glaze to get the less heat transmitted, so the air conditioning load is less. All lights are LED bulbs, so the wattage is less. So we take care of certain amount of not
Reduce the
carbon footprint. And but at the same time also we take a lot of initiative on the plastics. We try to reduce the amount of plastic coming to the island, because if
and
it
you
comes,
have your own bottling plant.
we have got our own water bottling plant use, so that we don't have to bring plastic bottles. We have just started now the biodigester. So first project is completing in Sangeli, Oblu Sidek, then it will go over all of the hotels. So we will produce our biogas for fueling our staff canteens, produce our own manures, and we don't have to discharge those garbage to the garbage island where we can take to Tilapusi and all. Yeah, this is a small initiative, and we have to. Nature gives us everything.
No, I've been seeing the very fact that the way the accessories in your rooms are, so they are.
So again, I will say it's joy of giving.
Yeah,
you see, nature gives us bountiful to us, and it's our job to return it.
Yes,
absolutely. And take care of the nature.
So let me come to this more business-oriented question. How do you see the change in consumer demand pre-lockdown, now, and looking at the future? And what are your plans that you put into place to meet them the full way?
I don't think I would say that not change in their consumption pattern. In a behavior pattern means they're eating the similar things, they're drinking the similar things. But what is changed? I think human beings have decided to take more breaks and take more holidays.
True.
So that has changed. That behavior has changed.
True.
So I believe the holiday hotels will do better going forward, because people will realize, have realized the time value of their life. So I could see that's going to be a shift on the people who are taking like 2 weeks holidays in a year or 3 weeks. I think people will take a break every two and a half to recharge, refine themselves. So I think what do you think? I think the holiday hotels will do better.
No, I agree with you. I mean, we don't want to do what we did before 2019. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But besides that, fashion will change. Fashion is a thing which trend will change. That we have to be with that, and we will keep on changing.
So let me come to ask you the future of the hospitality industry in the changing economic world order. What are your views?
I think this is one industry which suffered a lot with COVID.
Absolutely.
My heart goes out to all of them. I meet people. We have been lucky in Maldives. We got back got back on our feet very quickly. But Thailand, even in India, still. But we'll go back to it. The beauty of it is we'll go back to it. People will still go back to the hotels. People will still like to eat in the restaurant. People will still like to go back to the bar. I think that has not gone out of us.
There was just a pause.
It's just a pause, and I see a better future. I think it will all come back, and will come back in a big way. And people have stored those monies, and they will come and spend it, which they have not spent for that period. They will come and spend. I think they will enjoy the life. I am sure.
True. And the younger generation is more on it than the previous.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The millennials are of a different breed. I would see that they the the old say that they used to say work hard and play hard. So these people, they'll work hard and holiday hard.
Harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they will. I could see that.
So the other thing which I haven't asked is, I was, I had this question about coming to the Maldives in formals. Then I realized hardly very few people wore pants, right? So I mean, I saw you before the interview. You walked in your shorts and casuals. So that's a welcome change from the rather formal in the suit, formal shirts, ties.
Yeah.
So this is the done thing here.
How can you be in a tropical climate wear ties? I think even the government, even the government functions here, things are smart casual also.
So the private speedboat that you sent to me today, so I was looking at the crew. So I told them, I said, listen, such a fancy boat. Is that your uniform? She says, yes, we have to step into the water and it gets warm. So this is the dress code of our country. And you're saying even the formal, the dress code is sort of, even in the government?
Sometimes, the most of the government functions I have seen here, the dress code is smart casual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
Which gives them a free thinking process.
All right. So let me pull you back to India, the Indian connection. Tell us about the increasing significance of the Indian hospitality market in the current scenario.
I think India, as you know, that Indian economy is growing, and we are touching a 5 trillion mark in a year or two. Per capita has increased. The middle class has grown substantially. So they have disposable income. And it's 1.6, 1.5 billion people.
1.4.
1.4, I think 20% of the earth.
Yeah, we do in Australia every year.
So is there, and even insignificant percentage of that middle class coming to Maldives is going to be a huge number. And Maldives, I am seeing that the awareness in India is increasing pretty much. So India will remain as a major source market for Maldives.
You know, I've been talking to all your colleagues whom I got to meet, right? Happy bunch, committed bunch, um, always ready to go the extra mile, right? And they all multitask and very happy folks, happy to work with your company, right? So I was just talking to somebody today, I would not name. I said, how is it over here, right? So I said, we are so well looked after, all right? The person is in the what's the name of that 24 into 7 restaurant, the um,
Well,
yeah, OLM, uh,
the Joy Divi, oh no,
no,
the Palms.
the Palms.
Yeah, yeah.
So he says, I can't even tell you how we are treated. So we have brilliant accommodation, we have great entertainment, right? And he says, we're really well looked after. Now that is after the talent has come on board, like you say, joined. That is also a challenge, given where Maldives is, and they don't come cheap, and thus impacting the cost structure, uh, the eventual ticket size, then the margins and service delivery to meet the guest experience. Uh, what are your views? How do you manage your talent? How do you train them? How do you retain them and rotate them?
No,
And
thank you.
how do you keep them so happy and committed?
You have been very kind, and the gentleman who told you such nice things, he has been very kind, and please pass my regards to him. Uh, that's what atmosphere family is all about. As I told before, we create family. You know, it's easy in a family, things can go up and down, and the family will manage it. So it's very different to a corporate setup. So our structure gives that fluidity in the system. It's a family. It's not a hard written corporate structure. It's a fluid, as fluid as a family. So they're happy in a family actually. I would not say that the gentleman been,
Not one, many. Between Oblu and OLM. Not one, many. And I'll tell you the names after the
so,
show.
so
So,
they're kind. They're kind.
yeah.
I would not say that we give the best, but we try to give the best.
So, which actually sorts out more than half the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me come back to you, on you. Let's not shy away from this. You are an NRI success story, and it is give back time to your motherland, which you are more in more ways than one, by creating offshore job opportunities. Uh, and now you're going to the Indian shores. Do you ever get emotional about all this?
I'm a very emotional person, and that emotion drives me the quality, that drives me designs, and that drives my passion. Without emotion, we'll be all robots, and some are highly emotional, some are, but I say that I have got the right emotions. I use those emotions into work. I connect to people. I connect to nature, and it has paid back.
Excellent. Salil, you're a chartered accountant by training, right? You could have been in any industry, FMCG, consumer durables, or perhaps being practicing as a chartered accountant. You're in the hospitality industry, and you've taken to it like a frog to water. Uh, there is something that I notice about you, um, your eye for visual design uh, and aesthetics, which show in their influence across your resorts. I've been at three now.
No, thank you. But I think it's,
I mean, you've designed all these, you've redone all of them.
I know, but you have also built your home.
I
Everybody.
have,
So are you not visually, you don't have an eye for the details? Of
I do,
course,
but then
of
that sense
course.
of aesthetics for a good and successful hospitality major.
I had a passion from my childhood. I I used to draw things, in my childhood. Never thought that hospitality as an industry, when I joined with Oberoi, I felt I felt good. I could have done any other industry. In fact, my friends those days after come, are you sure you want to join hotel industry? I said, yeah, I'm feeling good about it. And surprisingly, when I was doing my CA, in while doing CA, you have to go for your article safe audit and all. And majority of my audits were in the hotel.
There you are.
So somehow it was inspiring me from those days. So when I came and I worked under Sonu, who's a great hotelier, Six Senses. So I got the opportunity to work under him for 10 years. And he took me under him on various projects. So that also gave me certain training on designs and you grow with time and if you ask more, I'd say it's a gift of God. That's it.
I mean, being across your resorts is a major revelation. And sitting in India, I didn't have the bandwidth of really where atmosphere was. And you're anyway a recluse, so you don't talk much. You're media shy. Tell me, what kind of influence has Odisha found in what you've created?
Humble, honest.
डिजाइन में, आपकी क्रिएशंस में.
वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं. It's humble. It's humble design. I don't do loud designs.
Understated.
It's understated. And if I keep on talking, there will be a lot, but yes, it has influence.
Whatever you've created, the Goras are lapping them up. Right? I mean, you have to see the kind of people who are paying big dollars for a stay. I mean, some people don't even make that in 10 years, what they do in a few days. Yeah. Last but not the least, looking back, how would you want to be recalled by the generations that will follow?
Follow your passion, work hard, be honest to yourself.
That's it.
That's it.
Salil, it's been wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you for visiting us.
Thank you for having me over. I shall do that formally at the end of the thing. Now I'll move to
Saubhagya.
Saubhagya.
You have to leave in the hot seat.
Well, he's in the hot seat. Saubhagya, your times begins
Quite
now.
number of years.
Yeah.
He's always.
So, Saubhagya, you're now the managing director for India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan for the Atmosphere Hotels and Resorts. Your portfolio is in many manner more complicated than the Maldives story, given the large expanse of the responsibility and the geography. Yeah. And India is a fiercely competitive place. Not that Maldives is not. You're 1,200 islands and how many hotels?
We're getting closer to 200 soon.
So 200 hotels. In how many islands? 200 islands.
200 islands.
200 islands out of the 1,200. And expanding. So it's fairly competitive. Let me begin. We can only talk future tense with you as the operations under your charge are due to begin. Uh, and the first execution is due. You have give us a sense and feel of what, when, where, how, and how much. Uh, Let us talk about the first 5 projects on a time horizon, scale, brand architecture, classification, positioning. It's a very wholesome question.
See, basically, it has become very easy, and I'll keep it in a very simple way. The Maldives has created a benchmark, the hospitality, which I can take it forward to India or Asia Pacific, as you said. As 4 countries, what I hold it in my portfolio, almost everything is coming under the Indian Oceans. The cultures almost is same. The people are visiting almost is same. Only thing is that the nature of business is little bit more or less same, or little bit more complicated what you're talking about. But I keep it very simple. That is joy of giving. That word, that sentence, joy of giving, I'll take it forward in this Asia Pacific. That is one. As Mr. Salid said, we are not very keen on the growing very fast. We are very choosy, and we'll go for the best, better, and whatever the best we'll get, we'll definitely start the operation from there. As India is concerned, even if also my business development team has already started couching the things, and already we have almost 4 to 5 hotel almost we have signed or about to sign. Nepal, we are almost in a discussion stage, and Bhutan, I'm yet to go, but we are something on the on the trump card. And although we are not talking about the Bangladesh, we have also got an offer from Bangladesh to go and visit to see the hotels. Sri Lanka, as Mr. Salid has already explained to you, it is already there. We are also discussing with them O&M with another company. So we are expecting to once the things will be settled.
So when do we see the first project?
I'm coming to the point. See, we are going to be announced by first week of July, at least 4 to 6 projects, and
Excellent.
operation we are expecting by end of the year. And
You'll be up and running?
yes, and we are in fact, we are not concentrating on one state. We are concentrating entire India, east, west, north, south. We are planning to first some property in Bangalore, some property in the Goa and the Ahmedabad, some property in Rajasthan and Jaipur and Udaipur, some property in Simla, some property, one of the properties almost ready in Calcutta. And
Bhubaneswar,
I'm coming to because being Mr. Salil and me both are from our lovely state capital, Odisha, we are keen to expand in a bigger way. We have already got approved project from the government of India, government of Odisha for Bhubaneswar, one of the 5-star deluxe property for 180 rooms, 3,000 people sitting capacity, banqueting hall. And also we got a offer from the Chilika Resort. We have already got tie-up with someone with a Konark and Puri and Gopalpur.
But that's major.
It's a big. It's for next
That's
3
a big
years.
plan.
I think you will be also agree with me from last 4-5 years. You must have watching the Odisha state.
Oh.
They are developing in tourism.
You see, your chief minister leads by example.
Yep. And in fact, after Minds, if anything is there, that is tourism.
Sauvagya, tell me how similar or distinct will be the business model and brand architecture when compared to the Maldives operations? Our sense is that it will be more the managed route
Yes.
and less the resort route, or depends upon the location.
See, I'll tell you the property what we are looking for in India or the South Pacific, because it is a resort managed group, leisure and resort managed group. We are looking for properties in India or Sri Lanka or Nepal or Bhutan on similar line, because this is the first resort managed group will arrive in India. There's a lot of hotel managed group is there, and the atmosphere being from the Maldives, it has a sense of resource management, whether it is a manpower, whether it is a food, whether it is a guest management, anything.
And you will carry the brands in Maldives that we see, perhaps not Oblu, but then
We'll carry Ocean, Atmosphere, also Blue. Also, we are trying to, for the small luxury properties, we are creating one more brand.
all right. Okay. So tell me, Salil is known to maintain very short and tightly packed development cycles from from ideation to execution. Be it the launch, and of course the quality is top class. I'm sure it'll be no different with you. Uh, why don't you tell us and set the record straight?
See, you are aware about that. I come from a background where I was working earlier also. It was a luxury group. I have learned that luxury part, and also I've taken this path, luxury, and I am really convinced with the joy of giving.
But this may take a long time to develop a set. How do you do that Salil magic of keeping the development cycle short?
See, my always forte is development. My forte is to convince the owner how to go about the new eras of technique, new eras of management. So I'll definitely take his legacy to take it to other countries.
All right. Um, Let me ask this, which I also asked Salil. What are your source markets going to be? Why and how?
See, basically, as you knows that mice is the biggest market in the
Weddings?
mice and weddings, plus leisure. Three are best now in India. I'll add one more market segment is sports tourism. This four segment of tourism is going to be
But
the,
these will change by location.
yeah, it's changed by location.
I mean, what will happen in Delhi will not happen in
the leisure.
Paradeep.
This leisure.
Yeah.
Leisure, I use the word the leisure, mice, wedding. 75% of my area will come under this. And some niche market is now they are looking for the jungle tourism. They want to go for a what they call inside a lake, and they want to be in the island. The things are
The
changing.
Chilika types.
I would tell you I'm sorry to jump in,
Please.
on the segment, because being an NRI, I see people, I go around, the Indian diaspora outside India has crossed, I would say about over 15 to 20 million. They're on the first generation, second generation, some are on third generation. Millennials would like to know their roots.
True. I met somebody at the Oblu, doctor from the UK, came in from Uganda. His mother is 80 plus. He somehow wants her to visit where her origins are.
That's exactly. So that next and that's what we doing the other brand.
Yeah.
And I should not give out my trade secrets, but this is going to be a bigger segment to find the roots.
We are working out on that.
I mean, people want to come in from Mauritius, from Senegal,
Absolutely.
from all these, from
Absolutely.
Senegalese, Suriname.
Now, you look at US, Canada, and UK, they are now in the third generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
You're right. So that's an opportunity.
Huge opportunity.
And also service.
Yes.
One more point I want to highlight it here, Mr. Bhuvnes. Worldwide we are definitely, we have a networking. We are also getting lots of people like, to the Maldives, whether it's a chartered, whether it's a, long stay. We are also targeting those people to the India, Nepal, Bhutan. People love to go there. After this, definitely they will have a second option is, yes, atmosphere in India. Yes, definitely it will be like this.
Excellent.
And we are resort based. And they want resort based.
Very
We are not concentrating only the metro cities. We are
True.
considering 2-tier, 3-tier cities.
True. Tell me, given your strong experience, be it operations or the execution level, you already have a head start. What then are going to be your top 5 challenges and yes, opportunities?
Opportunities are many more. Now this COVID
Challenges क्या हैं?
around, COVID has created a lot of opportunities. Now you're absolutely correct point. The challenges, the biggest challenges is definitely logistic, the manpower, the what you call legal and the statutory. Those are all 5 biggest challenges. And if you'll ask me honestly, opportunity, huge opportunity. Now the government, every state government, you must have marked from last 5 years, they have started competing each other to calling the investor. They are highlighting the new destinations. Earlier, if you talk about the Odisha, people knows the 2 destination. One is Puri, and another one is the tribal. There is a 2 tourism. When I used to work in Oberoi, people used to talk about 2 tourism only. Now in Odisha, I can speak 6 tourism, 8 tourism, 8 segment of tourism, 8 destination of tourism.
True. So tell me, how do you see the leisure tourism market performance in India over the past few years, now and maybe in the future?
Say huge. Earlier,
Or perhaps leisure, business and leisure.
I don't have that experience about the inbound, but I must tell you, in my past organizations, I used to manage 90% of leisure tourism from India only, where I used to get almost a ARR of more than $200.
Indicators are pretty strong about the leisure segment in India since post-COVID.
Huge.
See, one more tourism all of a sudden after the destination, after the pandemic, that is religious,
Spiritual tourism.
spiritual tourism. Everybody wants to put a best of the hotels in this next to the spiritual tourism.
Yeah, and each region has got multiple choices.
Of course.
One of the meeting I must have mentioned to you also similar thing regarding the spiritual tourism, if you remember.
Yes. So I have this Saubhagya. I'm done with you. Thank you for your responses. Atmosphere is in good hands over there. I have this one parting question for Salil, which I should have asked. What drives the Indian guests to your resorts in the Maldives, given that there are jokers like me who are vegetarian and who don't have alcohol, right? And the spending habits of Indian guests.
May I question you? Can I question you?
Please.
You are here for last 3-4 days in the Maldives. You are a vegetarian and you don't take alcohol. What drove you to Maldives and what you felt in Maldives?
No, my trip over here is to meet you.
But besides that,
no, but then my bucket list had Maldives.
Your bucket list was in
My
Maldives.
bucket list has Maldives.
Did you find your dream came true?
Oh, absolutely.
And did you enjoy?
Oh, absolutely. I have a problem back home. All those who are watching my social media posts are messaging me. So मेरे से question पूछ लिया आपने? Yeah, I guess my questions had a response from me. Yeah.
But looking at India, it's such a short distance. No place of India is more than 3 hours flying from Maldives.
True.
So that's a logistically a good destination. Uh, and as I told earlier, there is a massive middle class incoming group who would like to come to Maldives. The Maldives, they like Bollywood.
Provided they can afford it.
I said that Maldives is not expensive. It's a misnomer.
Well,
It's a misnomer.
Can I say something in these questions? We should not underestimate Indian guest, first of all. Let me come to you.
मेरे जैसे भी है ना.
नहीं, मैं आपको आ रहा हूँ. You know, I had been to visited the another resort of ours. All of a sudden, I found there is a restaurant called Just Page. And he was there with me. I asked, "What is this? Why this is Just Page?" You know, this is a new trend. The people, you know, because he's getting the people from all over the world.
10% of our guests are vegan.
Vegan.
Vegans.
Yeah,
You know, so
vegan.
that trend is growing.
And
The trend is growing.
Across the West.
So
And when you're getting something, you know, Thai, Chinese, or something like, you know, on vegan, so automatically that is growing.
Now,
And
my question is, where somewhere in our chat, Salil did speak about it, that if we are 140, right, crores, a 1.4 billion, only a fraction is, only if a fraction can come over here, your targets are more than met.
met.
Yeah, you know, so yeah. It's been wonderful speaking with you. I am delighted to have been here with you, meet you in person, Salil, and doing a show on location is a pleasure at another level.
No,
Right? I only wish the Indian diaspora could come and soak in Maldives, Maldivian hospitality, Maldivian humility, and the success story that Maldives is. It's upper crust, top of the pyramid, and it's a must do. And yes, there are a whole lot of hotels, like I said, 200 hotels, over 200 islands, and happening, right? I mean, what more do you need? Salil said the longest distance is 3 hours from anywhere in India, and Trivandrum is less than an hour. So good going, be here, sample atmosphere, sample Lausanne, sample Oblu, and whatever your new brands are. I wish you all the best. Keep doing well, and keep everybody in your mind who are going to benefit from the opportunities that you will create for them, be it employment or anything else. I mean, they're direct beneficiaries through employment and indirect through all that you're going to buy and create jobs. Salil, you're doing a great job.
And
It's been wonderful meeting you. Your people are brilliant. Say my regards to them and all the blessings, and do well. And to you, Saubhagya, you're doing extremely well.
Thank you
Keep
very
going
much.
fast, keep going far, and raise the bar.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
So
thank you
nice.
for visiting.
Thank you.
And I've sent you a
Thank you.
message to all Indian viewers of
Yeah.
yours. Welcome to Atmosphere, and please visit us.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you from BW Hotelier. Keep logging on. Follow us on the social media and watch this interview again and share it with others. Thank you.